Hey everybody, welcome. I'm here with Lauren. She's a fellow clinician here at Mayfield Counseling Centers. And today we're going to be talking about how to exit a conversation.
And today we have your Monday Minute. Sienna and I only have a few minutes to talk, so we're going to have to keep this brief. We can always take this conversation offline later.
It's like, excuse me?
Pardon?
Oh, okay. So I guess we better hurry up and get this conversation started.
Yeah, so that we can exit it.
So that was a really great example / maybe a little awkward example of how to set up a conversation so that you can exit it when you need to. So Lauren, exiting a conversation, why is that such an important topic for our viewers to know about?
Oof. I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely been trapped in conversations, felt trapped in conversations that I didn't really want to be in. Maybe I had something that I needed to get to, but I kind of got sucked into the vortex of that conversation, kind of as a recovering people pleaser.
Yes.
And so I think sometimes it's helpful for us to think about strategies to ahead of time so that we can set the expectation for the conversation like I just tried to do. Or sometimes we need to like pull the ripcord and get out.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, I have been there so many times. Maybe it's a counselor thing, maybe not. But people will come up and try to have a conversation and it seems simple enough. And the next thing you know, 3 hours later, you're still in that conversation.
Yeah.
And recovering people pleaser as well. It's sometimes really hard to leave a conversation without literally having permission from the other person.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I think like body language can be helpful, like sometimes moving toward the door or even opening the door, kind of gently, kindly walking away or moving toward that. And I think, I don't know, sometimes it can be like loving this conversation right now, but I don't, maybe it's like I don't have the capacity to really fully engage in it. Let's schedule a time next week where we can get coffee or something like that, kind of like rescheduling and letting them know that you still care and want to carry that on.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I think that the body language piece is so key. I know I have oftentimes like if I'm in a couch or a chair, I'll settle down when I start a conversation. And when I start realizing, I need to go for whatever reason, we kind of sit upright. You're kind of signaling, I'm getting ready to change topic here. I'm getting ready to walk away. And I love the idea of telling somebody, this is important to me, but for whatever reason, whether it's just not the right time or you have something else you got to attend to, I can't fully engage in this right now, but I'd love to come back. Is there a time we both can sit down and have like full attention, have more time to actually engage in this conversation? And that's a great way to be like, done for today, but we will continue in the future. Yeah. Cool. What are some other ways that you find help with exiting a conversation when maybe body language or the option of rescheduling isn't received by the other person?
That can be really tricky. I think on one level, I think it's important to have permission to interrupt somebody. And I know that sometimes feels really icky. I totally get that. And it's kind of, sometimes I like to remember if you're saying yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. So like if you're saying yes to staying in that conversation, you're probably saying no to the lunch date that you have with another friend or whatever that could be. And so kind of letting that person know, like, I'm so sorry, but I've got to go. Like this is non-negotiable. So, yeah.
I mean, I know you said, like me, you're a recovering people pleaser. And that boundary piece is so important. A lot of us feel like we don't have permission to exit a conversation because we're really, concerned about maintaining a good relationship. And we feel like we're going to disappoint somebody or make them upset. And as we've talked many times on Monday Minute about boundaries, it's not our responsibility to keep someone happy by denying our own boundaries just to try to please them. So I think it's also giving ourselves permission that even if they are upset, even if the only reason you have to get up and leave is because you just don't feel like talking anymore, that you have the right to do that.
Okay, Sienna, this was a great conversation, but as I mentioned, I gotta go. So I'll talk to you later, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Oh. Well, I guess she did say she only had a few minutes to spare to talk today. So there you go, guys. Great example of how sometimes you just have to get up and exit that conversation. So take a look at your own interactions with people when you have conversations. Do you feel like you're oftentimes trapped? Are there people that when you see them or their name comes up on your phone that you go, I can't engage in conversation with them because I know I don't have the skills to leave the conversation when I need to? Take a look at those pieces and start trying some of these little tips, whether it's your body language, starting off the conversation with the expectation that it'll be brief, and giving yourself permission that if you just need to get up and go, that you have the permission to say, I need to get up and go. So everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Have a relaxing weekend, and I'll see you next week, Monday, for our next Monday Minute.